Y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wingz, and we have another little project today. And we are going to make this it's kind of like a little file folder, but kind of not like a little file folder, if that makes any sense. Anyway, it is made out of a file folder as well. So, anyway, this could be what did I do with my journal? Hmm. Where, oh, where, oh, where? And I don't know. But we can use this one. This could work as like a clip in. I wouldn't want to glue it down just because I decorated the back. If I was going to glue it down, I would leave the back undecorated because it's kind of a waste of paper and everything. But you could also see if I can find a page that's. You could also put it in here and put washi tape on this side and washi tape on this side and make it as an insert into your journal. Or you could certainly use like a paper clip and clip it in or whatever. You could use it at the front of your journal. You could just use it as a slip in. Just slip it in here or whatever you want to do with it. It has lots of uses. All right, so that's what we're going to make today, and I have all of the pieces. Now, this is some paper that I already had, and it's kind of boho-y looking and kind of boho colors and all of that kind of stuff. And so I thought, well, we'll make another one, but we're going to do it in different colors. So, different colors it is. And, of course, y'all know my favorite color is pink, so here we go. And we're going to do this. So let's see here. Let me put all my little paper clips over here. These are really just to hold the pages down when we get ready to sew in a little bit. And this is the paper. This is the page that it's a file folder that I cut in half. I just cut it right in half down the middle. So this piece is now 9, not counting the tab, 9 inches by 5 3/4. And I think this is right at about 5 3/4, so we won't have to cut any of this off. Now then, we are going to cut this part off. So I made this one. This one ended up being 5 3/4, a little over 5 3/4. And this one is right at a little past 5, about maybe 5 1/8. Okay, that's counting the tab. So we are going to start right here, and we are going to measure. See if I can find something to write with. At 5 1/8. Doesn't have to really be. You can really kind of make it whatever you want to make it. You can make it 5. You can make it 5 1/4. You can make it however big you want to. I made it this size because I wanted it to fit into my journals. And my journals tend to be 6 inches wide by 9 inches tall. So I just wanted to make sure that it would fit. It would fit in the pages. We're going to save these because this is what we're going to make these little tags out of that go right here. And we're just going to make them however wide we have. So we're going to cut this little tab off here. So that way, and then I think that we made this about 4.5 maybe. Was it 4.5? Let's see how tall we made these. Yeah, this one's about 4 3/4, so, but we want it to fit in this page here, and the page is just a little over 5, so we can bring it up to 4 3/4, and that'll be our tag. Yeah, I just probably did that wrong because I cut off the wrong end, because this one has the, so now we're going to go with 4 1/2, and that'll work. That'll still be just fine. So we'll go ahead and cut those while we have the cutter out. Oh, I need the cutter again, because here we have got to cut off the front piece of this, and I usually just kind of eyeball it and make it about like that. And that is about, let's see here, that is about 5/8 I cut off, but I wanted it to be like this. I want it to look like a file folder. Okay, so that's my reason for doing that. Now I am going to round these corners, so I'm going to use my little rounder here. On all 4 sides. There we go. Put you over there in the little trash compartment. There we go. All right, now this piece, fold that out so that'll be straight pretty much. This is the piece of paper that I wanted to use. Okay, now this piece of paper is not quite long enough, but it fits perfectly. Yep, it fits width-wise. Well, we could trim off just a little sliver, but I'm not going to worry about that much. I think that's not that big a deal. But I want the back completely covered, so we're going to do it like this, and then we're going to fold this over this way, like this. Alrighty, not going to trim this corner. I will trim these corners. So let's get our little nub in here, little corner punch, and that should match up pretty good. That's going to work just fine. I don't know. It is just a sliver too long for this paper, and that is going to just drive me nuts. That is going to drive me nuts. So I'm going to have to cut off just a little tiny sliver. And I mean a little tiny sliver. Just because it will just make me nuts. Which means I need to touch up this little thing again. And this one. And there we go. Now then we're going to be perfect. Totally perfect. Okay, so this is going to be our back. So I need to make sure that is going to work. So what I'm going to do is use my Fabri-Tac glue, because it is going to be on the back, on the outside, and so it's going to get a lot of wear and tear here. So I'm going to fold this out as soon as my glue gets down here. We'll put this on here, make this seam here, glue it down pretty good. And we'll go around this way, put some glue on the center. We don't want it pulling up and sliding around somewhere. Okay. So it's going to go like this. So I'm going to put this right here and glue it down. Slide it into place. Fabri-Tac glue does give you just a few seconds of wiggle room. You can move it around a little bit. Now, I only glued the back half, okay? Did not glue the front half yet. And part of that is just because of me. And we're going to fold that down. Fold that up. Now, like I said, I'm not going to cut this. It is going to have to be trimmed a little bit when I get done, but I'll do that when I get done. All right, so now we're going to glue this side. And I'm going to glue the paper because, as we saw, the paper does not cover the entire side. Okay, so we're going to have something else on there to cover up the side. Alright, now let me open this and trim this real quick right down here at the bottom. I got that paper just a little bit crooked. So I have a little cut-off section down here. And a little short section here at the top, but I think that'll be taken care of with the inking. Alright, there's our little stack of trash. There we go. Alright, that looks really pretty. Okay, these are some papers that I bought, and I bought them off of Temu, and I thought they were just really very pretty colors. So I have that. And I thought I would put this on here. And just lay it like that. Okay? Now, I don't like this color. So, because we're using pink, let me see if I can find my pink dauber. And who would know where the pink dauber is? There it is. And I'm just going to cover this little section right here, just because that lace has some little holes in it, and I don't want it to look tanned from the color of the manila folder. So I'm just going to choose that color. And put that back over there, and then we can just use this. And now when you see through it, then it's not quite so obvious. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here and glue that down, and I think that's going to work. Now, so I'm going to get my glue. We're going to cover this whole section here, and on the side, and right down this paper. Okay, so there we go. And let's see, that side is cut even. So, I think we will use this side like this, and then I think it will fit just a little better than this one. Was trimmed out a little bit, and so I had to bring it down, and I didn't like that little part. I think it would eventually get torn off, so we're going to do it like this, and then we're just going to cut this little piece off right here at the top. And there we go. And it's a little raggedy, but that's all right. We don't care. Now, before we go any further, I am going to stand that back up so my glue doesn't run out. I am going to ink, and I use pretty much Vintage Photo as my edging inker pretty much all the time. just kind of distress those edges out just a little bit. Add a little bit of border edging. To me, it makes the product, the piece finished, look finished. And so that's what I'm going to do here. I want to make sure that is good and covered, because that's where that little piece of, I think that it's not straight. So I'm going to take my glasses off and try to cut this ever so slightly. I think that was not cut straight to begin with. So, I don't know where that little piece went. There it is. And so we'll cut this like this. Now, these leaves are a little bit flimsy, I guess. I'm not going to worry about the paper here, but I am going to ink inside here. And I want to do it before I put the paper on. So, here we go. We're just zipping right along. All right, there we go. So we have our little booklet made, and it's covered. I like the pink behind that. It makes it look a little better. Might have been a little better if I'd used a different color that didn't blend with this so much, but I like that. So, all right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of paper here that I kind of did with, well, you can see I did all the coloring last night, that it kind of matches the paper on the front in a abstract-y kind of way. Kind of a way. So we're going to put this on here for our inside paper, and I want to make sure I get a little bit of all of the colors on here. So I love my window in my room, and I can hold it up and see exactly where it's going to cut, and I like that. So that's where we're going to put it. So we're going to get some more glue, and we're going to glue this whole side down all at once. Probably should have waited to do the lace over there. That's going to give me a little bit of a fit when I get ready to cut that, but we'll get it. We will get it. Okay, I want to make sure that the seam, or the spine, I guess, is glued. Some more glue in here. Glue it down good. We're just gluing and a gluing and a gluing and a gluing. Don't be chintzy with the glue. All right, now then I'm going to turn this sideways. Y'all see me turn things sideways all the time because I have to put it in the way that I can see. And I am going to put this right here to the edge. And I want it to go right to the edge. Okay, so get our little bone folder out. Get that glue spread out. Get it where it looks nice. And that's going to be awesome. So now we're just going to trim this paper off. It's just going to be trimmed right even with all the way around this little, well, this thing, the manila folder that I cut. Jeez, sometimes the words just escape me. we'll put that in our nubbin bucket in a minute. Now, I should have left the lace until after I finish this, but did I do that? No, I did not. So we're going to have to be a little more careful with this little section, but we're going to get it. All these little pieces of lace up just slightly. Right around here. Oh, that tells me I need to put a little more glue right there on that corner. Apparently I didn't get quite as much on there as I thought that I needed. So, and there we go. Put that in our nubbin bucket. We might need it for something. So there we go, and we've got the flowers on this side with sort of an abstract-y, more or less kind of issue right here. So let me trim this up just a little bit. Put a little more glue up here in this corner. I think I had some glue up there, but maybe I didn't get the ribbon attached quite as quickly as I should have. And anyway, it didn't fit very good on there. So, all right. Now we'll get our ink, and we will very carefully go right in here. And I think that I didn't cut that very careful. Just to be on the safe side, let's see how this rounder works, just to make sure. Yeah, that looks a little better, a little more even. There we go. Okay, we'll ink around here. Now, if you're not an inker, you don't have to ink. I just like the look and ink pretty much everything I do. Now, I did not ink that one as much, but that's okay. That's okay. You do what you want to do, and that is cool. All right, so here we have this, and we're going to very carefully fold this and make sure this is really creased good so that that paper lays down nicely. Now, I don't want it to crumble up. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it just me, and I don't like that. So, all right, now we have that, and we have our paper that I picked out. Just I put little stashes of paper like this. Some of these may be too tall. Oh yeah, that one's quite a bit too tall, but that one's really kind of too small. I don't know. Yeah, that's gonna work. I think I'll save this one, put that on something else, and let's organize these. I'll put one here, and these are just some papers that I had in my stash that kind of match the colors in our paper here. And then we have one here. Now in the prototype book, I put 5. I put 5 of those in there. This one, I think I have a few more. And I have a couple of little shorties here. And I think I'm going to put one right here. And we'll put see between these two because this is sort of a white. All right, so let's put it, save it. I'm going to save it because I want it to fit more towards the top. Okay, now then, we've got all of our papers in here, cornered up, and we want them to fit in here. And we're going to lay that down just a little bit. We're going to cut these off right here. Let's get a pencil that works. So what do? I put it back in the pencils. And then we want it on this side, on the front, we don't want it to extend. So cut that. Just make a mark so that we know where to cut it. Now, make sure our papers are good and together, and I'm going to cut them all at once. There are only like 7 sheets here, and this little nub in here, this little cutter will cut that many pages. So and then I can save all of those. Then I will turn it around this way and we'll do it this cut. And we can save those little pieces. So now we have a little booklet with all of the pages even that will fit in here. Let's make sure. Yeah, that's going to be pretty close, but I think it will work. I think it will work. Now then, I have to do these. All of those will not fit in this little chomper thingy. So I have to do them in stages. So let's get these clipped and trimmed. Oh, come on. I think my little corner puncher thingy is getting a little dull. Let's see if it'll cut this many. I do not know. Well, I don't know if that's going to work or not. It did. It did. Okay, then we'll cut this one. And we've got all those, and then I'm going to cut this one separately. And I may cut off that little, maybe I can do it like this. And be able to cut this little, I know I was going to leave the little lines here, but they kind of scare me right now, so I just refolded it a little bit. If I need to disguise that, I can certainly do that with some washi tape or something. So now I'm going to do this one and this one, and we'll put this one back in here. Oh, we didn't get that. Forgot about this little shorty in here. And get this little shorty's other side. Okay. And then we were going to put between here, we were going to put this one. Put it up at the top and put that back in there. Now then, we have all of our little papers. I'm sorry. I have to. Whew. Traumatic. Now I'm not going to ink the pages just because I'm not. But I am going to open this up to the center, which is this sort of a drawing paper looking stuff. And I'm going to put my paper clips on here to hold this. While we put it in our book. Make sure that's going to work. Put one here, and put one here, and one here. And I'm a paper clip short. Well, goodness gracious. No matter how hard you try, how hard you plan, it never works out. So, let's see if I have another little paper clip in here. I do. So, we'll just use that one and put it in here. I just want all four sides. I want it like that. Now, this is really down in here in this crease. This is going to become our spine, and it's going to fit right in here. Alrighty, so we're going to do this and put it evenly spaced right in here. Okay, now then, I had a little pokey board. Here it is. I have a little pokey board here, and this is a little piece of paper. I used this last night, but you could use one of these little cut-offs if you wanted to. That's what I did. I just used it on the other one. See, this little cut-off is the same length as these pages, as this one should be. There we go. So I've already done it. The first thing you do is I fold it in half, and then I fold it in half again. And then, just because I have a hard time seeing those creases, I ink the edges so that when I open it up, I can tell there's a mark, there's a mark, and there's a mark. And then I fold it in half this way so that this will fit right down in here. Okay? And we're going to make sure that our paper is down in here where we want it. We're going to put this little piece right in here where we want it. And I'm going to kind of stand it up on its V. I want it to make a V like this. And we're going to get our little awl or our little pokey tool, whatever you're using. And we're going to go right here where these seams meet. Right here. We're going to make a hole and a hole and a hole. So we're going to have 3 holes. And that helps you just space your holes out equally. Okay, so let me get it all set up again, and so I can hold it. Slide that right in there, hold that down. And then we're going to punch our holes. And we're punching our holes in this, through the pages, and the cover at the same time. Okay? So we're going to go right in here where they meet and punch straight down. Go to the next one, straight down, and go to the last one, straight down. Now then, we're going to take this off, and we have our holes. All right? Now we're going to get our little needle, which I already had put some thread on it. If I can get it untied from my scissors. All right, the first thing that we're going to do is make sure we're even. We're going to go in here and pull through. Now pay attention to this one, because this is the one that is going to be your tie. So we'll take the other one and pull it through. All right, then we're going to come in the back on the bottom hole, or you could do the top hole first, it doesn't matter. But you're going to go through this hole, make sure that is down tight and that this string is pulled through. All right. Go all the way back up to the top hole, which should be lined up as well. Pull it all the way through, get it untied from my paper clips. We want to make sure this is still hanging out. And I try to make sure that it's hanging out below the bottom of the book so that when I get ready to tie my charms on there, I have plenty of room. But I want to make sure one last time that these pages are set in here the same amount of distance from there as from here. And I'm going to come back in this hole, right back up on the opposite side of the string that's already in there, and pull it up. And I want to make sure that it's good and tight. Okay, good and tight. Tighten it. You can go ahead and take your string off and cut this off. I cut a little more than I needed, but in my world it's better to have too much than not enough. Now we want to make sure before we tie that one string is on this side of the center and one string is on the other side. And you want to make sure that it's good and tight and that these strings back here are flat and not bunched up. All right. So then we're going to take it and we're going to do right string over the left string and pull it into a little knot. Then we're going to take the left string over the right string and tie another little knot. And that should be pretty sturdy to handle. And we can get rid of this little board here. And we can take these off. And all of our pages have stayed where they were supposed to. We'll put our little charms on. I'm not going to put the charms on this until I decide what book I'm going to use it in, what journal, and then I'll try to match my charms to the theme of the journal. And that's just something, you know, something that I do. If I'm going to do a nature, I may put a tree here or a butterfly or, you know, whatever. I have bukus of charms. And so, but I will add those when I get ready to put it in the journal. All right, so we have our little book made, and it's perfect right here in the center. Perfectly done with pretty pink. This is waxed thread, I guess. Anyway, it's lots of people use it for doing bindings. There we go. The only thing we have left now is these little tags. Now, you don't have to put these tags in there, but I thought, okay, I've got these little pieces and they're perfect size for a tag. We're going to use it for a tag. Now, what I'm going to do, oh, there's my other paper clip that I lost. All right, we're going to use these two pieces. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to put you over here for a moment. Oh, there's another paper clip. Now I just have paper clips everywhere. Okay. Now this is the paper that I'm going to use for our tags right here. And I think that will look really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the back of it because this is lined paper. And this is a digital that I purchased, but I honestly don't remember where I purchased it. And when I printed it, I printed coffee dye on the back of it so that I could use it for both, but I didn't need it for both. So we're going to do this. We're going to just put these on here. There we go. Now, I also had some little papers I thought that I had picked out to put on the front. Oh, I did. They're right there. Duh. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is cool to put right here. So I'm going to turn it over because I want the lines. And I am going to get my glue. Duh. And I'm going to glue. Let's get the little globby of glue off of there first. And I am going to put glue all the way around on the card. because I know where the edges of the card are. I do not know where the edges of the paper are going to be as yet. So I'm going to make sure I have lots of glue on this, and I'm going to put this on here and hold it up a little bit so that I can get that last little black line there, and then I'm going to even this up. And you have to work pretty quick, but not incessantly quick, because this glue does give you just a little bit of playroom. Okay, so we're going to take this one. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put glue on all of the edges, and we will put glue in the center to hold it down. We don't want it to flip up and tear or rip, so we're going to make sure it stays glued down pretty good. And we're going to hold this one up and do it. There's a black line down here at the bottom of this paper, if you can see, and I'm trying to include that, but I don't want to include the whole thing. So I am doing it like this to show, and there we go. Now then, we can get our little bone folder here, spread that glue out really good. Okay, and then we're just going to very quickly cut these out. And this is going to be the back of our tag. And cutting is not my strong point. I don't know. I can't cut along a straight line any better than I can draw a straight line. But just so many demands on junk journalers these days. I have to be able to draw straight and cut straight and everything else. And we're going to do that, and we're going to cut off this little bottom. So there at the bottom, see, I have this little dark line, and that kind of indicates that's the end. So I'm going to put this in my nubbins, put this in my trash, and we're going to get this little piece of paper. And I want a purple flower and a pink flower. So I'm going to have to figure out where I want this. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this one. And do the same thing I did on the other side. I'm going to hold it up and see how it lines up in my sun, my window here, and I can hold it up and I can see that, and I want to put that right there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that one down. We're going to do the same thing on the other one, but the other one is not quite as defined, so it's going to may take a little more wiggling around to get it where I want it, but that's okay. We can wiggle, and our glue gives us some wiggle time. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to hold it up to the side, to the window, and we're going to be able to put this one and I think that looks perfect. I could even pull it just a little more this way. Okay, let's tack it down. Okay. And we're going to cut them out. There we go. And there's just a little trash. I thought it was going to be a little piece we could put in our nubbin bucket, but it's only the bottom stems. I don't know how beneficial that will be. Alright, well that's sure not straight. I have no idea what I did there and how I messed that up. Okay, so there's our pink one, and then we'll cut out the purple one. There we go. And we'll cut right here. Now, we have the purple one. So there we go. Alright, now I thought I had some other little pieces, but I think I used these little pieces when I used these before, but I don't know that I like that for the pocket, because I want the pocket to be a little prettier than that. So I think we will look in this paper right here and see, and do like maybe that one even. I think even that would look really cute down here. That's going to be cool. I like that. Alright. So we'll do, okay, how are we going to do this? We are going to cut off, let's see, this is 5.5 inches. And if I cut off to 2 inches, I don't really know that I want it that wide. Maybe 1.25 inch. And that will give me a few flowers on there. Okay, and then we'll use the other half of this to do 1.75 and get some of the other flowers on there. That will go in our nubbin bucket. Alright, so now we have a little pocket made. And I am going to, since these are tags, I am going to get my little tag corner thing. We'll make a tag here and here. And then we'll do the same on the purple one. There we go. And then we're going to round the bottoms. And I just like to round the bottoms. I'm going to do it with this small one. Just it seems to make them go into the pocket a little better than when they're cornered like this. I'm sure that's in my head, but that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to take these two little pieces and just round the tops. Just so they match the top of the thing. Then we're going to ink all this stuff up. We're going to get these little pieces of paper. Those will all go in the nubbins. I save all kinds of little paper, and I'm going to use it someday. I'm not sure why or for what, but there will come a time when I will need it. So there we go. We are junk journalers. So alright, I'm just going to ink around the edge of this pretty lightly, but just enough to see, so that we can see that there's a pocket there. Of course, we'll be able to see it because it's different paper. We're going to put that right like that. That one might work better too if I cornered that one, because it's fitting right in that corner. So that will do better. That will do better. All right, so we're going to put some glue on here. Get back up there. Okay, put a little glue here and on the bottom and on here. And turn it around and put you right there. Hold that down for just a minute, and then let's get this one back here, and we need to do its bottom one also, and ink this one up, and we're gonna inky 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 all the way, all the way. There we go. Put a little glue on the sides, on 3 sides, because we're making it a pocket, so we don't want to close up our pocket and put it. Now I am going to scoot this one in just a little bit, because remember, this page is bigger than the front, and I don't want that pocket to stick out here. So we need to make sure we get that pocket scooted over enough that it's covered by these papers. Okay, does that make sense? So there we go. Now we'll ink these up and get these put in here, and we've got just some little, you can put a topper on it if you want, or if you don't want to, you don't have to. I don't know if I did on these or not. No, I did not. And then we have some lined paper on the back for writing, so these are now journaling tags. And they're all using the same colors as what we've got in here, and I'm loving these new papers that are beginning to come out that are very, very colorful. Okay, we'll put you right there, and we'll come back over here to this one, and we'll get you and ink you up. There we go, looking nice, looking nice. Then we'll turn it over and ink up the back. Alrighty, there we go. Really pretty papers. And we'll put you right in here. See how that corner just kind of seems to fall? Well, now it won't work. Of course it won't. It's kind of like trying to have kids do tricks, and they won't do it when you want them. Alright, so now we have a tag. Several pages. Let's see if we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages in this one. And that's doubled and quadrupled if you use each side. So then if you want to put some decorating stuff on here, on the backs, on the pages, if you want to stamp, whatever you want to do, you can certainly do that. I have this one finished as much as I'm going to finish it right now, because I don't know what journal I'm going to use it in. And if I'm going to use it in a fairy journal, I may want to put some fairy stickers or some fairy stamps on here or something like that. So I've got this part made. Now I can decorate it to join with the journal when I get ready to do that. Very simple to make, very easy to make. You can use old file folders, just cut them in half and go with it, whatever the size is. Just keep in mind your width when you get ready to cut it down, because this finished size is right at 5 inches. My journals are usually 6, So I can have a 1/2 inch on either side to play with. And then it's 5 3/4 this way. So 5 3/4 this way, 5 this way. Right? Right. All right. So there we go. And there's our journal. Here's our other one that we made. Very cute, very pretty. You can make them match just dang near anything you want to make. So there we go. All right, so that's all we're going to do today. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. We're slowly inching our way. We're getting those subscribers, so it's awesome. I thank you. You deserve the credit for that. Also, share the video. Share it with everybody you know. Now, when you look in my description box, you'll see 2 things. One, I have a new store website. And I need to do a little video and explain what all happened, but I haven't done that yet. But I have a new website. Instead of it being www.pinkdragonflywingz.com, it is www.mypinkdragonflywingz.com. And so that's new. It's in the description box. And it's also highlighted now so that you can click on it and go to my store. And I'm so excited about that. My grandson is here. He helped me do that. I thought that I had to be like monetized and all of this kind of stuff to do that. Apparently not. So he helped me fix it. It's been a great help to me. So check out the store. See what all kinds of things we have in there. It's the same exact store that I had before. The website is just new. And I let the website lapse and somebody else bought it up, of course. And so I had to go back and find something else. So anyway, I've got that done. And so we have the store. The store is up and going. Check out the videos. Check out the other videos. Share them. And pass it on to your friends. Okay. So that's all I have for you today. Until next time, you be creative too. Bye-bye. See you next time.